All right, edit.
Ruchi and
Let's do
Kotaro
it.
are two inseparable brothers who
Let's do
lost
it.
their parents in a plane crash. So the chairwoman of a high school who had also lost her
Oh
family.
shit, I didn't even see what this is about. I need to see what it's about. Orphan brothers get adopted by a harsh principal to be the school babysitters. We'll see. After losing both parents in a fatal plane crash, teenager Ryuichi Kashimura must adjust to his new life as the guardian of his younger brother Kotaro. Anime is Gakuen Babysitters. Alright, we'll see.
Ruchi and Kotaro are two inseparable brothers who lost their parents in a plane crash, so the chairwoman of a high school who had also lost her family in the same accident takes them in. However, she doesn't want them so that they could be her new family, but instead to have Ruchi be the school's babysitter, since he's had experience looking after his brother since infancy. Upon meeting,
this might be some cute
Ruchi
shit.
that they wasn't called to be her new sons, and gives
I
him
don't
a
mind
brief
that.
interview on his caretaking abilities. Once she is satisfied, she orders her secretary, called Seikawa, to lead the brothers to the
I don't know
school's
about y'all,
daycare
but I
room.
feel like I
Seikawa
can,
informs
like that
Ruchi
lady
he's
can make a
been
mean
entrusted
apple
with the
pie.
task of looking after the children of the school's employees, and that the babysitter club was created to assist the female teachers there. But due to a lack of volunteers and insufficient funding, it's been short-handed, so the chairwoman called Ruchi and Kitaro to help start the club. When going inside, they meet someone named Uzeda, who is the only daycare staff member. He welcomes Ruchi and Kitaro and introduces them to the other kids.
Oh, that's a man. I was like, I ship them already. Those are two dudes.
The teachers arrive to pick up their children.
Or I mean, they could get together. You know, I don't discriminate.
To come, but is surprised when
No,
his
F it.
brother arrives to collect him.
Let me just shut
instead.
up.
Taka refuses to leave and wants to play with Ruchi some more, so his older brother gives him a brotherly hit on the head and takes him home. After they leave, Ruchi tends to Kotaro, who's been quiet all day. He panics
look at
after
these little
noticing
jets,
he has a terrible fever, then rushes outside after Taka's older brother and asks him if he will take him to the nearest hospital. He agrees to help without hesitation and shows him the way. The doctor informs Ruchi that the fever was probably caused by the stress from a change in environment. When going outside for some fresh air, he goes about notifying his parents, but then remembers that they are no longer alive. He starts to cry like anyone would in his shoes when suddenly the chairwoman finds him and comforts him. She reminisces on the funeral for all the plane crash victims, pointing out that the only ones not crying were them and her. She kindly tells him that he's not alone and doesn't have to be strong all by himself. After she leaves, Ruchi goes back inside to collect Kotaro, who's feeling much better, so they go home. The following morning, the chairwoman orders Ruchi to get up at once, despite it being 5 in the morning, and tells them breakfast and lunch is already prepared. She also gave Ruchi a brand new uniform, which he is happy and proud to receive. While on his way to class, he notices people looking at him strange and laughing. He runs into Kamitani and asks if something is weird about him. He tells him to turn around, and it turns out all the children from the daycare had been following him. A girl called Maria gives Ruchi a chewing out about the children, so he does his best to round them up as fast as he can and take them back to daycare. Maria is the top student in the advanced class and makes her studies her top
that
priority.
girl. Okay.
She brings Taka's lunch to daycare, explaining that Ms. Kamitani asked her to bring it since her son forgot. Uzeda uses this moment to take advantage and pretends that he is sick, and asks Maria to take over for him. At first, the children are scared of Maria because of the incident in the hallway.
This bitch
she
low-key
opens up
annoying.
and starts crying, saying that studying is all she is good at, and the harder she studies, the more alone she becomes. The children go over to comfort her, and they all cry along together. Later,
I'm simping, my bad, I didn't mean that. You're not a bitch.
However, the kids overhear, and before he can blink, they are all begging him to go. Uzeda tells him that he should take everyone, and he will go with him too, since he can get paid for working weekends. Ruchi is granted permission from the chairwoman for the zoo trip and even invites her to go, but she unsurprisingly declines the invitation. Seikawa had prepared the food for all the children, and even put in extra for the parents. Kamitani apologizes for dropping Taka off by himself, but he can't stay as he has training and their mom is busy. The children have fun exploring and seeing all the different animals at the zoo, but when they're about to leave, Taka thinks he has seen his older brother and starts to follow him. After tailing the man, Taka discovers it was not his brother and he ends up lost. Taka panics and cries, like any child his age would, and calls out for his brother. Luckily enough, Kamitani appears, and although Taka tries to hide it, he is over the moon to see him. Valentine's Day arrives, and the boys discuss if they'll receive chocolates or not, and the girls discuss who they would give them one too. The girls mention a boy from the advanced class they have a crush on, called Yagi, and try to give him their chocolates. However, Maria flips out and reminds the girls that it is against school rules to give out chocolates this day.
All right,
Yagi
you're a bitch
agrees
again.
with Maria and tells the girls to wait till after school. He then questions Maria about the babysitter club and says that he is interested in joining it because he loves little kids. Maria snaps at Yagi and tells him to speak to them himself.
Oh my
so Yagi
God.
finds Ruchi and asks if he can join, confused as no one ever wants to join the babysitter club. He happily accepts Yagi into the club. Ruchi takes a mental note when he sees Yagi compliment all the children one by one, weirdly trying hard to get on their good side. Meanwhile, Maria overhears two students say that Yagi looks at the kids in a very strange way, so she runs to the daycare and finds Yagi with a nosebleed. Suddenly, Yagi's friend, called Nezu-kun, takes him away since it wouldn't be good if he joins the club. The children begin to ask Maria for chocolates, but she tells them no and that it is forbidden on this day, so they all burst into tears. But just a few seconds later, she tells them that if they can wait till tomorrow, she'll bring them the most delicious chocolates she can, which makes them happy. While walking home, Ruchi gives Maria some chocolates and a compliment, which makes her blush. The next morning, Ruchi has physical education. A couple of the boys in his group complain
so
about
she think
having
he
gym
cute,
first
though.
period, and that it's too cold. All of a sudden, Uzeda comes along with the kids, and Ruchi's classmates begin to chase them around the playground, so that they can use them as heat packs to warm themselves up. Ruchi sees Takuma being picked up by a man dressed
Oh my
suspiciously, but it
God.
turns out that he is the father of Takuma and Kazuma. He explains that he was dressed like that because he is famous and didn't want to be recognized. He was hoping to spend
That's
his
fair
first
enough.
day off in 6
Understandable.
months with his children, but when he picks up Kazuma, he cries. After many attempts of trying to play with them, he gives up and leaves. While exiting the school, he gets recognized and flooded with kids begging for his autograph and a picture, but luckily his wife shows up and saves him. She explains to him that it may be her fault that Kazuma is afraid of him, because they were watching a movie where he acted as a kidnapper. He turns around to find Kazuma and Takuma. They call him Papa and ask him to play with them, which made him filled with joy. The next morning, Ruchi starts his first day of high school, and the clubs began to look for new members, but Ruchi decides to stick with the babysitter club. However, Uzeda encourages him to at least take a look at the different clubs, so they take a walk to check them out, such as the drama club, who the mother of Kirin is in charge of, the cooking club, which Maria is a part of, and the baseball club, which Taka's older brother plays for. While Ruchi is putting up a flyer for the babysitter club, Kamitani approaches to ask if he can join. Surprised as ever, Ruchi asks him why, and he goes on to explain that it's because his brother Taka is there, and also that Kotaro recruited him. The next day, Ruchi wakes up feeling heavy and sick, so the chairwoman takes Kotaro to stop the cold from spreading to him. She gives Ruchi an extra blanket and Kotaro helps her prepare food and medicine to make him better. He uses all his strength just to get one drop out of a lemon, which was a cuteness overload for me. After having recovered, Ruchi returns to the daycare, and while changing Midori's diaper, he realizes there are no wipes to clean her with, and while he looks for some more, she crawls away. Just then, a boy opens the door.
I must not
and gets a
like
bad
kids or
first
something like that,
impression. He had gone
because
to the
I
club
mean,
to
I know
meet
I like
Midori,
kids,
who
but like
apparently is to be his future
these
daughter
anime
when he
looking
gets with
kids,
her
they
mother.
just
Ruchi
look
thinks
like
about it during
little,
class and is
like they're
confused as
not
he
cute
thought
to me. They
Midori's
look
mom was married.
weird.
When he gets to the daycare, he meets the boy again. He tells Ruchi that he wants to help Midori's mother, since her husband was in heaven. When he was about to tell her his feelings, Midori starts to cry, and her mother tells her that her papa is returning from his trip today. When he finds out that he misunderstood Ms. Sawatari, he says that when she wants to go out with her husband, he could take care of Midori, covering up that he was just about to confess his love for her. When Ruchi was drying his clothes, Kotaro sees someone in the bushes and brings Ruchi over to help him. It turns out to be Kichi-kun, Nezu-kun's brother, so Ruchi decides to call Nezu, but realizes that he didn't have his number, so he called Yagi instead, who came with Maria. It's discovered that Nezu-kun works a job while still being in school because he has a large family, and his little brother reveals that he ran away because someone wouldn't buy him a game. Suddenly, his other young brother pops out the bush too, and calls Yagi a pervert. After talking, Ruchi and Yagi heave them out of the bush. At that moment, Nezu appears with the game Kichi wanted, and tells them they'd better thank father and share it with the others. The following school day, Ruchi forgets his lunch, so Uzeda lets Kotaro take it to him to see how he goes with his first extra
See,
errand.
look at that
Uzeda
shit. That
manages
is
to
not
convince
cute.
the
It
boy
looks
that is in love
weird.
with Midori's
It's just
mother
a
to
small.
watch over Kotaro in exchange for a photo
That,
of her. On the other
if you
hand,
think that's
Ruchi's
cute,
classmates offer
you
to
know,
give
more
him
power
more
to you.
lunch when
But
they notice he
that
was
shit
missing
don't look
his.
cute to
While
me.
Kotaro climbs the stairs, he collides with a student and falls, dropping Ruchi's lunch.
That shit's
but
funny.
the student Uzeda tasked to watch over him saves the situation. He helps Kotaro to climb the rest of the stairs, and in the end he reaches Ruchi's classroom. Kotaro gives him his
Y'all know
lunch.
those.
However, Ruchi was already full from
Y'all know Peeps. That's kind of what these little children look like. Watch. If you've never seen a Peep before, watch this. Let me pop this up over here. I gotta show you for future reference. Like look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Tell me this ain't. Tell me this ain't him. Hold on. I'm fucking it up. All right. Watch. Tell me these little kids do not look like this. Tell me they don't look like this. They look like that. That shit is not cute. They look weird. Goddamn.
However, Ruchi was already full from the food his classmates gave him, but he doesn't mention it as he didn't want to let Kataro's efforts go to waste, so he picks him up to go and eat their lunch together. While talking to her friends, Yuki gets questioned about her feelings for Ruchi. She blushes
those little
and
hot
tells
dog
them to be
things.
quiet. Then the girls start saying how attractive he is and that he has a great personality. They voice their concerns about Maria and that she shouldn't be a problem as she only prioritizes her studies. But what the girls didn't know is that Maria was passing by, and she heard everything. At that moment, Ruchi comes and asks her if she needed anything. She dismisses him and snaps at the girls gossiping about her. While walking away, she contemplates her feelings for Ruchi. When Kieran and Kotaro approach her, they ask if she will play with them. Maria states that this isn't a place to play and makes Kieran cry. She reveals that she doesn't go to the daycare to play with them because Ruchi is there. Kieran asks her if she hates him, and Maria says she doesn't. So Kieran asks if she likes him, and she says certainly not, with a bright red face. Kieran then suggests they come up with a plan to make Maria like Ruchi, blind to the fact that she already does. Maria goes along with the plan and follows them to Ruchi's class. Kotaro goes in and cuddles Ruchi to show he's accepting and loving. Maria says that he's a bit overindulgent, so Kieran says he can be strict too, and goes in telling Ruchi to hit her, or she's going to be a bad girl. However, Kamitani hits her instead, and she jumps into Ruchi's arms crying. Maria barges in and tells her that it's a misunderstanding, and that she doesn't hate Ruchi, so Kieran asks if she does actually like him. She goes red in the face again and storms off. Ruchi rushes after her and grabs her by the arm, but instead of confessing his love for her, which we all wanted to see, he just tells her that she had a sticker on her skirt. The next day, Ruchi finds a love letter in his locker and wonders who would have left it. Yuki sees him receive it, but tells her friend it wasn't her who left the letter. Meanwhile, Maria shows up and tells them to stop loitering where people are trying to leave. Then his classmate starts reading the letter. It was a confession of love for Ruchi, which stated at the end a place to meet the next morning. Ruchi couldn't concentrate and spends the rest of the day thinking about what to do. At home, the chairwoman thinks he might have a cold as his face was red from blushing so much, and tells him to take a hot bath and go to sleep.
I bet.
When Ruchi and Kotaro were on their way to school, he was totally lost in thought from what to tell.
Too many kids in this anime, I can't say that stuff.
And runs into Maria and Yuki, who left early to find out who gave Ruchi the love letter. They offer to help Ruchi find Kotaro, but it turns out he was found by Kamitani. We discover that Kotaro wandered into someone's yard to bring Ruchi a letter,
that kid high
as
as
he
shit.
thinks he is sick and needs to get better, when really he's just been acting weird because a girl likes him. In the end, Ruchi rejects the girl who sent him the letter because his priority was Kotaro.
Kids be looking that age and they be already smoking.
Later,
that should be wild.
Kamitani and Taka invite Ruchi and Kotaro to a festival. They arrive well dressed for the occasion, while Kamitani was dressed casually. He bets Taka that he will lose his sword by the end of the day. Then they start walking. Taka finds a game he wants to play which rewards a cool prize for winning, but it was clear that the game was arranged so that he loses, so Kamitani drags him away. They run into Uzeda, who was there working a part-time job that his neighbor asked him to do. At that moment, Taka realizes that he had lost his sword and bursts into tears, so they all start to search for it. The sword doesn't turn up, so Kamitani tells him that he can play the game he wanted if he decides not to search anymore. Taka accepts, and when Kotaro
so you called him Taka, and now he's Taka.
The same sword that he lost comes out. Kamitani grabs the dodgy worker, and as an apology he gave them the newest game system. Returning to the daycare routine, Kamitani had quarreled with his brother for drawing a poop on his autographed baseball, but instead of hitting him like he usually does, he just completely ignores him. Outside, Ruchi tries to talk to him and explains that Kotaro had also destroyed some of his stuff too, but Kamitani explains that he wasn't angry about the ball, but that he doesn't understand what he did was wrong. On the other hand, the chairwoman was giving Taka a lesson. She asks for the sword he treasures and pretends she's going to break it to show Taka what his brother felt.
We got a call. We got a call.
Precious.
Yo.
You saw the video no sent?
Yo, what's your head of swan? What video you sent?
It said you did sell all of your stocks, right? That shit funny?
Why is it? That shit wasn't even funny.
Really, that shit had me dying.
No, I put like AMC and then the asterisk.
Dirty.
I replaced it because it was the Jamie.
Dirty. That
What?
don't matter.
He's just
I don't
memeing.
know about
He's just memeing. He's just memeing.
he got you?
No, he's just memeing.
Hell yeah, he got you. What you mean? Nah, he's just memeing.
Boy, you
Shut
bald as hell. Shut up.
Dirty. He was just like,
No, that's not what I was like. Are you high as shit right now? What?
Oh, you want to come back in? Oh, you did sell all your stocks, right?
Tyler, you giving me you just took a bag of mushrooms vibes, Tyler.
I didn't say shit was, boy.
So you just look like a little dumpling mushroom boy whenever you just not on anything, huh?
My question is,
Tyler, you high as shit, Tyler. I see your eyes, Tyler. You look like you just smoked either something,
some more.
huh? All right, what you want? Are you gonna say something? What?
What?
Yo.
Sit back here. Okay. All right, your hand.
All right, what's going on? You trying to play or what? What's up?
Nah, I'm gonna play tomorrow, but I'll tell you later.
All right. Bye. Yeah, that's my bitch ass brother. Whatever. He play about once a month.
When he messed up his ball, and in the end they both reconcile. The day of the Academy Festival had finally arrived, and for some reason the daycare room also had to participate. The parents of all the children are going to attend, and Kieran's father arrives. He asks
course they're
where
vegetables.
the hot babysitter girls are, and Uzeda plays a trick on him, introducing him to Kamatani and Ruchi wearing wigs. Quickly he realizes that they are men, and says that he doesn't feel comfortable leaving his daughter with male babysitters.
You just got
because he doesn't want his daughter's innocence stained. When he was just about to leave with his daughter, Ruchi stops him. He seemed to quickly forget that Ruchi was a boy, but when Midori pulls the wig and it falls off, he flips out and becomes even more determined to take his daughter from the daycare.
That man was ready to
Kamatani
run some booty
intervenes, who
cheeks.
Kieran's father again mistakes for a girl. At that moment, Midori's father arrives, guided by the boy who is in love with Midori's mother. All the parents share a moment and realize that their children are growing up so fast. Suddenly, Kamatani's mother appears at the daycare and informs them there are some eggs due to hatch soon over in the science lab, and asks if they would like to go and see them. The children get excited and instantly make their way to the lab. However, the eggs are due to hatch the next day, which Taka's mom tried to tell them before they ran off excited. The following morning, Kataro was excited to see the chicks. Taka's mom was there early and invites them in her classroom, as the eggs were about to hatch. Ruchi and Kataro patiently wait by the incubator, and finally the eggs hatch. Later on, all the other kids come to see the chicks too, and Taka gets jealous because Kataro had all the chicks, but Taka scares
Kataro
them
had
away
all the
after
chicks.
shouting. Winter had come and Uzeda calls in sick. He informs Ruchi that it's probably because he slept naked after his bath, so he asks Seikawa to take his place that day. He didn't have the first clue what to do, but with the help of the children he learns to adapt with the situation, and everything went on to go well. Finally, Christmas had come, and Taka was excited for Santa, but Kamatani almost tells him that Santa doesn't exist. However, Ruchi stopped him before
That's
he
messed
could
up.
finish. Ruchi didn't have the money to buy a Santa costume, and his cell phone was malfunctioning, but thanks to his classmates he manages to get a suit. When Ruchi returns home, Seikawa had a special dinner prepared, and informs them that the chairwoman is unable to join them as she has a very important meeting, and he can't either since he has some work to finish. Ruchi had planned to put on a Santa costume his classmates helped prepare, and give Kataro his presents as his dad used to do. But when he leaves to go and change, Kataro would not leave him alone, following him all the way into the bathroom. At that moment,
I need some
the
more fan
doorbell
service
rang
or
and
something.
Ruchi along with Kataro open it to find everyone had come together to surprise them. The chairwoman gives Ruchi a new cell phone since his old one had been malfunctioning, and so with everyone together, they celebrate Christmas Day, bringing the anime to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe if
Well, isn't that some wholesome shit?